Okay, so first question, could you please tell us your name and your professional title?
My name is Wai Wai Nu. I am Executive Director of Women's Peace Network. I'm a human rights activist from Myanmar. I don't know how to answer this question.
This is perfect. Okay, so so
Do
could
you
you
want me
tell
to answer again?
if you want to? Okay,
Yeah, okay. How should I answer?
I think that the answer you just gave us is right. So you talk about you being a like human rights activist and you're executive director of the organization. That's fine.
Should I talk about being former political prisoner? Should I talk about being Rohingya or no?
Uh, it doesn't have to be. If you talk about it, that's fine. What we want to know is your name and kind of professional title.
Okay, then
Yeah.
I would just say my name is Wai Wai Nu. I
Hmm.
am the founder and executive director of Women's Peace Network in Myanmar, and I'm a
Hmm.
human rights activist.
That's
Or I would say
perfect.
I'm a human rights activist from
Hmm.
Myanmar and the
Hmm.
founder and
Yeah.
executive director of
Yeah.
Women's
The
Peace
second
Network.
one. That one is great. Okay. You want to try it again?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead. So could you please
My
tell
name
us
is
your
Wai
name?
Wai Nu. I am a human rights activist from Myanmar. I am the founder and executive director of Women's Peace Network.
Thank you. So could you tell us what inspired you to become the human rights activist and to start doing what you are doing now?
There are so many reasons that why I become a human rights activist. First of all, since I was very, very young, I have experienced and lived under military dictatorship. My father was a politician. He was an elected parliamentarian in 1990 elections. When I was 5 years old, he was taken away in front of me. He was arrested by the police in front of me, and he spent a couple of months in the prison. And I grew up remembering this picture, this image of my father's taken away in front of me. And as I grew up, I have seen so much repressions by the military dictatorship. We were not allowed to speak about politics or freedom or our rights freely at all. We were not even allowed to watch or listen foreign media, foreign radios and broadcasting. And that was a very, very repressive environment. And again, and when I was in middle school as a teenager, I started to hear the persecutions of my own community, the Rohingya in Rakhine State. People being killed, people being arrested, arbitrary detentions, women being raped, and people had to flee from their home and villages just to escape the repressions from the Burmese military. And all of these stories, as I grew up, I constantly heard from my families, from my uh, from our from my families and from my extended families in Rakhine State and from our neighbors, and that has been my experience. And at the same time, when I was 18 years old, a college student, my father was arrested in front of me again in 2005. After 2 months later, they came to arrest the rest of my family members, including me. So me, my father, my mom, my sister, and my brother were arrested in 2005, and we were sentenced to long-term imprisonment, 17 years for us, and for my father's it was 47 years. So basically, since then, in 2005 to 2012, for almost 7 years, we spent in our life, my life, a quarter of my teenage life in the prison. And during the prison, I actually witnessed and heard many stories of repressions, many stories of people being wrongfully arrested. People did not receive proper legal representations and proper legal rights during while detention, while during the trial. And I was also able to learn how normal life of the people in Myanmar have been difficult, especially for the women, how women were disproportionately affected by the military dictatorship. And all of these stories, I was able to understand the political situations better. I was able to understand the corrupt judiciary and economic systems that affect the average people, the citizens, more than the cronies and the militaries. All of these situations, I was like, I described my prison life as a university of life. And since I was able to understand all of the situations, hardship in my country, I dedicated myself. I make a decisions that if I were ever released, I would take everything. I would do everything I can. I would take every actions possible to make the system better, to change the system so that we can all live in peace and harmony and in free. So that was my determinations when I was in the prison. And in 2012, when I was released from the jail with the presidential amnesty, the presidential amnesty that says to be able to contribute to the so-called democratizations. When I was released, I realized the systems that they call democracy, democratic transitions, it was not true democracy. It was not real. It was only designed to maintain military in power, and it was only designed to benefit some elite politicians and the military, and the rest of the populations will continue to suffer or targeted. Especially the ethnic minorities were targeted. We have first the civil war re occurred in Kachin state, and then in 2012 the Rohingya were targeted. That brought us to a situations where Rohingya suffered active genocides in 2016 and 17 and continue to live under this such a genocidal environment. And all of this accumulations of all of this is my life experience push me to take such actions and responsibility, and all of this my experience and my environment that I lived through basically put me in this position that I need to take I need to take responsibility, and I need to do things that whatever I can. And that was where my journey, my activism journey started as soon as I was released from the jail in 2012. Was it too long, or do you want
No,
me?
no, this was really good. Wait, wait. Yeah. So next question is, so after, I mean, since you started your activities, could you please explain a bit more what kind of activities you've been, doing, you are involved with?
So since 2012, I have been involved in youth activism and in democracy promotions in Myanmar. And when violence started occurred in Rakhine State against Rohingya populations, I founded this organizations called Women's Peace Network. Through Women's Peace Network, try to uh, we try to amplify voices of the Rohingya community and women in particular, to ease the tensions between the communities, to end discriminations against the marginalized communities as such Rohingya, and to be able to be a bridge between the different community in Myanmar. So we have been doing documentations of the human rights violations, documentations against women, violence, documentations on violence against women, and we've been doing advocacy, we've been voicing for the voiceless people, my own community. We've been doing a lot of advocacy and discussions, meeting with the policymakers, with diplomats, with journalists, with academics, with government officials, so that the people who are targeted or marginalized, can give a voice and change the situations for them. So we're mainly focusing. We were mainly focusing on documentations of the rights violations, as well as doing policy advocacy to change the policies against this minority populations and women in Myanmar, as well as to improve human rights conditions and to be able to prevent genocide-like conditions in Myanmar. So that was one part of our activities, my activism. And the other part is empowering young people. So I have a visions that to create so many uh, so many young people, so many Wai Wai news, so many people like me. When I was in the prison, I realized, I met many young people, young girls, and I realized many of them, often never went to school or college, or they often never had a dream for their life and for their future. Um, and I thought that was really unfair. Every young people in my country or in the world should have a dream for their future and should have opportunity to learn and to grow and to be who they want to be, to contribute to the society. And as I started my activism, part of my work through Women's Peace Network is empowering young people to have a dream, at the same time providing them with civic and political educations, human rights educations, so that we can transform, we can create a better society, and we can build a democratic culture in Myanmar, and we can build democratic leadership for us, for our country, where we had no opportunity to learn such educations and leadership in our education system. So we provided platform for young people to be able to learn what does democratic leadership looks like, or what, to be able to learn the civic and political educations, so that they can contribute to a democratic future, a democratic society in Myanmar. So in my organizations, we run a youth center called Yangon Youth Leadership Center, where, as I said, we create a platform for young people to be able to learn and contribute to the society, build leadership in politics, social activism, and political activism. And again, most importantly, to have a dream, to be able to have, to be able to control their own future, and to be able to control, to be able to contribute to the country and to larger community. And in our program, we have a majority of our students and our participants are youth, young people, both women and men from marginalized communities, from Muslim communities, Christian communities, and Hindus, and Rohingya, and different ethnic communities. Majority of our participants and students are from the minority populations. So we empower minority youth, we empower young people in general, in politics, in social activism, and in political activism. So this is my second part of my work. The third part, the third portions of my work is building allies and building alliance, and by building allies and alliance, we fight against the discriminations. We build peace. We are trying to build peace in Myanmar. So we engage with many stakeholders in Myanmar, many leaders, to make them understand how systemic discriminations against different ethnic groups, especially the Rohingya and other minority groups, has been a major challenge for our community, for our country. And this systemic discriminations, institutionalized discriminations and marginalizations has been causing causing or contributing to the genocide and crimes against humanity, which are international major crimes. And thus we need to work together to address this major problem, root causes of these crimes and human rights violations against the ethnic and religious minorities. So this is the thought part of our work. And in this work, we do many forms of activities, including Facebook and online social media campaign. One of our campaign is very popular and famous. It's called My Friend Campaign, where we embrace human connections, where we embrace human connectivity and friendship among the different people, diverse people. We embrace them. By embracing them, by honoring this friendship, we try to counter hate narrative, where some religious leaders or some Buddhist monk are saying oh, we cannot live with this group or that group. We try to counter that narrative, that hateful narrative, by our positive narrative and positive reality of the human being, positive human connections and relationship, which is the most beautiful friendships. So we use this core positive narrative among the people as we translate it as a social media campaign and offline campaign. And we try to counter hate speech. So that campaign is called My Friend Campaign. So the campaign has been very successful. Many the institutions built in peace, many organizations has actually adopted or used our campaign as a model of building peace by using social media. Even the United Nations Office of the Genocide has recognized the campaign as a champion of preventions, preventing the genocide. So yeah, that is the third part of our activities. And the last part of our activities involve empowering refugees and IDPs, especially the Rohingya refugees. And we provide the literacy program and education program for the refugees in the camps and IDPs in the camps.
Thank you. So far, great.
Or do you want me to have a shorter version?
No, I don't think so. I find it very good, and I feel your passion as well. So it's very natural, and you cover many important points, and you sound and you look very natural and enthusiastic. So far, very good.
Thank you.
Okay, let me move on to the next question. It's it's about so you're currently living US. So could you please tell us like why you are living in the States, like background of it? It's the reason is that
we need to talk about this. Do we really need to talk about this? I mean, not many people know I am in the US, and they don't need to know, right?
Right.
Do we need to talk about the fact that I'm in the US and
yeah, it's one of the things is you're currently outside of the Myanmar, and that your like situation, your position allow you to do like some works more effectively, I guess, especially in the current situations in the Myanmar. So if you could explain like, okay, now you're in the States, you have some kind of safety, like concerns as well, if you are back in the Myanmar, then you living in the States allow you to have like connection with the many international partners, those kind of things, if you could explain.
so your focus is going to be my effectiveness staying outside.
I
Is
think
it going to
your specific role being outside, and you.
is it going to contradict with the work that I described before previously?
No, I don't think so, because one of, I mean, the main activities, main involvement you're making is, connection with the international community. So, what we are trying to say is it's kind of same things as before. You have bottom-up approach, you have strong connection with the field, but you also have this top-down approach, and you have capacity, and networks and resources to be able to do that. And not many people do that. Yeah.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah, so we would like to emphasize on your specific, like strength. Yeah. Just focusing on you being in the States. Yeah. And this situation is not, in a sense, it's not ideal for you, right? You being, away from your family, but but you're kind of doing your best, more than your best,
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Can I
that's the
say
things
I
that
was
we have.
targeted because of my work? Should I say that, or should
Or
I say just I'm here for my school and
yeah, after your school, that you are not, this is not the time that you go back to your country because of a safety reasons. So you decided, like it's kind of a bit of not just your decision, like a free decision. Your situation option is limited, but you made a decision to stay and you do your best, right?
yeah.
So that's the things that maybe you could explain a bit. Does
Yeah.
it make sense?
Yeah. Should I talk about my education at all or no?
You can talk about it. Of course. You can talk about anything. Let them edit. So don't worry about it. Yeah.
All right.
Mhm.
All right. I can do that.
Okay. So yeah.
Yeah. We'll do that. We'll do that.
Okay.
Okay.
So could you please explain like why you're staying in the States, and like how's that life, your life in the States, affect your current work?
Yeah. 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 Sure. So when I was arrested, when I was 18 years old, one of the biggest challenge and one of the Mommy, I think you need to mute yourself. You are okay. I'm gonna start again. Why I'm seeing Art Company? Are you seeing me? Are you seeing a me or Art Company in that on recording? Oh, it doesn't matter.
It's you. Sorry. It's just kind of have a bit of time difference for some reasons. I switched to mute, but it didn't move.
Yeah.
So let me try again. Sorry about that.
Okay, fine. Fine. Don't worry. I'll try to make it a bit slow and then I'll see myself. Okay, good. Good. Whoever recording, whoever recording, I'm being very bossy here. All right. Always, as usual. Funny, wait. I'm laughing at myself. Oh my God. Sometimes I laugh at myself. Okay, anyway, let me start this. When I was in the prison, one of the most difficult factor or one of the most difficult things that I have endured was the fact that I had to stop my education, the fact that I wasn't able to continue my school. So it was the most difficult part as a teenager, as a young person to think about or to face or to experience, to be stop from going to the school. And um, I I suffered a lot every day worrying about my future and wanting to go to the school and wanted to be graduated, a graduated person, wanting to obtain my degree certificate. And when I was released from the jail, as I started my activism, I quickly went back to my school and I finished my law school in Myanmar in 2014. But then I was deeply involved, and my activism has been day and night, and our work has been very, very effective. And especially my work around international advocacy, advocating for the human rights of minority populations, for the Rohingya, for the situations in Myanmar in general, advocating to the policymakers, to the international community, doing advocacy at the United Nations, UN General Assembly, at the Human Rights Council, advocating for the justice and accountability. All of these things has become quite intense. And I started to realize in 2016 and 17, I started to realize I was targeted. I was targeted by the by the by the intelligence. I have faced um, surveillance. I've been under surveillance for a month, and my office has been raided. My I've received many forms of threat and intimidations. So I felt like, you know, this is the time that I need to reflect myself, and I need to again pursue further educations. I need to stay outside a little bit. So, all of these situations make me feel like, to take my work to the next step, at the same time my education to the next steps, so that I can be more effective and I can be safe. So I decided to study outside, in the US. I applied for my school, my master's of law, at the UC Berkeley. So I did the master's, um, in UC Berkeley. Yet I wasn't safe. My family has been inquired about me. So I've been, in and out from the country. I can It's become a situation. It's somehow become a situation that I can live inside Myanmar. So I've been in and out, and I'm outside for a while now, for a couple of years now. But now with this military coup, things has even worsened, and now I feel like, uh, there is no return to home anytime soon. At the same time, I also feel a bit empowered and a bit more effective being me outside right now. I can do a lot more than others. I can My role become very, very critical. I can talk to so many policymakers, so many world leaders, so many governments, and I can do my advocacy more effectively. Where else people inside Myanmar, my friends and colleagues, has to be very careful. I can speak freely for the country, for the people of Myanmar. So I am very blessed and grateful at this situations at this time. I can be a connector to the ground, and to the connections to the world leaders, to the across the globe. And I think, this is I feel like I have. So I feel like I have this great opportunity to utilize, and I'm using it. I'm taking this opportunity as advantage, and using everything I can, as using everything I can to make change, to help people to speak for freely, and to speak on behalf of the people in Myanmar. And I'm being available everywhere, on media, to the diplomatic, to the on I'm being available. I'm being available for media, for policy discussions, for advocacy, and everything. And so for the past 2 months has been um, very, very busy, and I am working day and night, so with two time zone. and doing everything I can, not only public speaking, not only policy push discussions, advocacy, but also we have sent several letters. Okay. But also we have sent several letters to the United Nations Security Council. Okay. Not only that, not only public speaking and policy engagement and advocacy, but also we are doing many other things, including sending letters to the United Nations Security Council, along with the civil society organizations in Myanmar, as well as some letters along with the international organizations, human rights organizations and women's rights organizations, basically pushing UN Security Council to take actions against the Myanmar military, to hold the Myanmar military accountable for their past crimes, and to continue commit international human rights, international crimes such as crimes against humanity. So, and we are organizing so many meetings and convenings for the people on the ground to be able to speak, to be able to make changes, to be able to speak for themselves. And we are also, and we are also supporting our friends and colleagues and our students, especially from our center, our youth center, our alumni and students, supporting them with moral support and technical support in many ways we can. And many of our students become protest leaders and leaders in this movement. So we're trying to do our best to support them.
Very good.
Was it a bit too fast, too rushed?
No, I don't think it's too fast. The tempo was really good. And you cover many topics, so I think it's a really good set of information.
That's what you want, right?
Yeah. So you're just responding to our request.
Yeah, I'm trying my best to make your life easier and my life easier.
That's very important, right?
Yeah.
So okay,
but when I speak, I become a bit emotional all the time. I speak from my heart, and I speak from my passion. So I might not be very, very organized, but all are real or are truth.
No, exactly. That's what we want. So you speaking, but it's not organized, right? You speak very organized way and with a passion and emotion. So it's
thank you. Good to know.
Oh, you wouldn't know, right? So, but I'm just kind of very much enjoying this moment, listening to you.
Okay, you are the lucky one, though.
yeah, I have to pay.
Listen a lot, right?
Okay, so I think the next question is about it's the current situation in Myanmar, like under the after coup. So whatever that you hear from the people that you're connecting with, what's really happening over there? So, okay, are you ready to answer? Okay, so could you please tell us what's really happening to the people in Myanmar after the military coup?
So since the military coup has begun on the 1st February, there has been, okay, I think I'm gonna start again. So since the military coup has begun on the 1st February, over 500 people has been killed, mostly shot dead by the military security forces, and over 3,000 people have been arrested within this short period of time, mostly young people, students, many of them are under 18, and many people have been tortured, many police and military has been violently attacking protesters. The Myanmar people are out on the street every single day since the military coup has begun, and the military is violently, brutally attacking these protesters every day. And there are also CDM movement happening. CDM is called Civil Disobedience Movement, where civil servants joined the protest and joined the general strike to defiance. Okay, so at the same time, CDM movement is happening. CDM is representing. Okay. At the same time, CDM movement is happening. CDM is called Civil Disobedience Movement, where civil servants are joining general strike to resist against the military dictatorship, to reject the military dictatorships. So this member of Civil Disobedience Movement, basically civil servants are targeted, their families are targeted, they've been arrested, families has been attacked. And the military is actually every day and night haunting the activists, politicians, members of civil disobedience movement, and general people, whoever shows resistance against the military dictatorship. And as I said, already arrested over 3,000 people, and most of them are young people. And that has been every day since February 1st to until now. So the military is going after the entire country, all the people, day and night, using every brutalities that they possibly could against the innocent people, day and night. In daytime, they brutally crack down against the protesters. They conduct this deadly attack against the protesters. At night time, they hunt to arrest civilians, innocent people, and on top of that, the military has shut down internet for over 60 days now, and they are further restricting people access to informations by cutting more internet services. And there has been so many forms of abuses ongoing, and they've been killing young people as young as 7, 6 to old people as old as 80, 90, and even a year-old got shot. And people are saying that this Burmese military is unlike many other military institutions around the world. This Burmese military, which again conducted the genocide against Rohingya and ethnic cleansing, crimes against humanity and war crimes against other ethnic communities, continue to be emboldened by their impunity and targeting the innocent people, civilians, and even attacking, killing young people. And people are saying that they are even worse than ISIS. And that's what the environment we are living in for over 2 months now.
Thank you. Okay, let me move on to next questions. So yeah, I mean, seeing and hearing and experiencing the situations you just explained, yeah? So what is your expectation or demand towards the international community in order to solve the problems and improve the situation?
So Myanmar people deserve to live in peace with freedom and under democracy. We never had true freedom, true democracy, or true peace in Myanmar ever since we've got independence from British and Japan in 1945. We had the longest civil war in Myanmar. We had dozens of ethnic arms groups protecting their people against by this Burmese military, and we have the minorities are chased and targeted. The Rohingya are facing genocide. We never had. Now we had the military coup again. We never had peace. We never had true freedom and democracy. We deserve freedom, we deserve peace, and we deserve democracy. We want to have a peaceful life. The world, the citizens of the world can help us to bring our democracy while our people are fighting against this brutal military, while our people are showing their defiance and resistance against this military. The citizens of the world can help us in many ways by holding your governments accountable, by telling them not to support Burmese military, not to recognize them, and to take actions at the UN Security Council, but also by providing them moral and technical and financial support. If you have friends, even if you don't have Burmese friends directly, you can show your moral support by supporting our movement, by sharing, spreading the word, by involving in our campaigns, and by using your social media, and in many ways, you can support us. You can show your moral support to us. At the same time, if you have technical skills, if you have time to volunteers, so you can volunteers your time for our movement, and contact our organizations, and provide your support by spending your time as volunteers, by providing technical support with the skill that you have, any skill, organizing skill, social media skill, technical skill, any skill or any knowledge that you have. You can donate your skill and knowledge. You can donate your time. At the same time, you can donate your money to the people, working on fighting against the military dictatorship.
Thank you. Okay.
Do you want me to talk in a more lightly?
No. I think this is good.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, next question would be, so in your perspective, what is real democracy? What is real democratization? Yeah. And what kind of potentials do you see in youth and ethnic minority peoples in realizing the real democracy?
So So in my work, when I work to promote democracy, it's not simply to having democratic government. It's not simply to having the elections in Myanmar, but also to ensure that everybody in the country, every groups, our rights are protected, and everyone enjoyed equal rights and equality. Because Myanmar is such a diverse country, we have and lived under, because Myanmar is such a diverse country and lived under military dictatorship for 5-6 decades. during the military dictatorship, one of the successful projects that military has done against the people is divide and rule, and divisions, deep-rooted ethnic and religious divisions in Myanmar. So as we work to promote democracy, we need to fight against these deep-rooted ethnic divisions, religious divisions, marginalizations and discriminations against ethnic and religious minorities, especially the Rohingya. So in a democracy, as I said, it is essential for us to focus on not only the electoral democracy, merely having elections, but also, working to promote the diversity, working to promote peace among different communities, working to promote the rights of the ethnic and religious minorities, and push towards a democracy which is inclusive and which assured equal rights of all.
Thank you, Wei Wei. 2 more questions. We are almost there.
Yeah, so many questions. I'm getting a bit angry now, upset now.
Don't get angry. So 2 more. So one is just simple things. How would you like to utilize the donations from this campaign?
Can we not answer that one?
Don't say that your real plan, yeah? So this is crowdfunding is for the advocacy work, yeah, to support your advocacy works to overcome this, like military coup situations.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna be very vague. I'm not gonna be too specific.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Okay.
So now we need support from you, from everyone around the world. Okay, maybe not this one. Okay, again. Your support will help us continue our advocacy work, our convening work, to be able to overcome from this tragedy, this fight. Okay, maybe I'll try again. Your support will help us to be able to continue our work, our critical work on doing advocacy, convening, and fighting against this military dictatorship and promoting human rights and democracy in Myanmar. Was it too short?
No, it's totally fine. Okay, last question, Wei Wei, and you're gonna be free. So could you please tell us your dream?
What is my dream?
You wanna finish up this interview, I know. That's one of your dream.
Okay, what dream I should say?
You already mentioned, of course, but you can just summarize it. Yeah, you talk about the futures, you talk about, like inclusive, societies and things. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Like many others in my country, like many people in my country, I have never seen true peace and democracy in my country. Like many others, I have never seen true peace and democracy in my country. And I have gone through so much as a young person. And ever since I was released, I am doing everything I can I am using all my time to promote peace and democracy in Myanmar. Now we are here again, such a dark days of our life, and I will continue to do everything I can. I will continue to use my space, my capacity, and my network to promote peace and democracy in Myanmar. I hope my dream is, I will do everything within my capacity. My dream is one day we can really have a true democracy and peace in Myanmar, where everyone's rights are protected and respected, where Muslims and Buddhists and Christians can live together, where Kachin, Karen, Burma, and Rohingya live together without prejudice, with respect, and with freedom. That's my dream, and I hope, I truly hope that I will be able to spread this word across Myanmar and across the world, and I'll be able to get enough support to achieve my dream. I truly hope that one day we will reach that missions. One day we will, the dream come will be, how do I say that? Okay, anyway, that's it. I did it. Do you want me to finish, to continue, or that's okay?
This is okay.
Okay.